afternoon, America. How y'all doing today? This is the Prophet. I'm here to discuss a little baseball. That's right, a little baseball. I know it's unusual for me, but I mean, I'm a fanatic of all sports, to be honest with you, and know a little bit about all of them. Know a lot about all of them, actually. You know, I grew up. All I wanted to do was be a sports guy. You know, whether it be baseball, whether it be football, whether it be. But boxing is what my love was. So right now, what we're getting ready to do is we're going to discuss the top 15 greatest baseball players of all time. That's the top 15 greatest baseball players of all time. Are y'all ready? All right. Much debate's going to be made over this list, I'm sure. But hey, you got my number. Give me a call. That's 762-383-5106. That's 762-383-5106. This show has been brought to you by Xfinity.com. Xfinity.com. At number 15, to start this thing off, out of the Cincinnati Reds and the Philadelphia Phillies, recently extended suspension, Mr. Pete Rose, Charlie Hustle himself. Simply for the fact that this guy has over 4,200 hits, career hits. He deserves to be on this list. You know, is he the best player of all time? By no means. No. And when you look at it statistically, you know, his 4,200 something hits come in quite a few more games than Ty Cobb's 4,150 something. But he's still going to be one of the top 15 players of all time. And he goes on my list as number 15. And I'm going to move on up to the list, and we'll go to number 14, and I'm going to the man that broke the color barrier. When you look at him statistically, Mr. Jackie Robinson, he's not really all that fantastic, to be honest with you. He was a good ball player, don't get me wrong, a great ball player, but when you start looking at him in comparison to other people, I mean, he's just, the numbers just don't match up really. They really don't. But he's still one hell of a ball player, and I got him on my list more than anything for the purpose of, for the symbolism of what he stood for and what he did, and what he did for the game of baseball itself, what he did for sports in general, what he did for civil rights in America, what he did for the cultural diversity in this country. It's a complete package. Jackie Robinson is the total package, and he's the reason number 42 is retired. Okay? By all teams. Number 13 on the list is one Mr. Frank Robinson. That's Mr. Frankie Robinson. Spent most of his career in the American League, but he did play a little bit of time over in the National League. Great ball player. Truly outstanding ball player was Frank Robinson. Phenomenal. Ain't much more you can say about him. The guy was phenomenal. As we go through this list, you'll notice that a lot of these guys are outfielders. Almost all of them. I do have some pitchers on the list. There are not many. Very few, actually. But, and there's a very large contingent of New York Yankees on this list, guys. But I guess that's why they won 27 World Series, right? Because they've had some of the greatest players of all time, bar none. Ain't no doubt about it. And as I mentioned as we started, this is being brought to y'all by Xfinity.com. There is no better internet service on the market today than Xfinity. There is no better cable package than the X1 program. You got that sports app button, man, and I love that thing. Gosh, that is so good. So what y'all do is y'all call 1-855-418 1-888-478-4775 or go to Xfinity.com and sign up today. There's no term contract required, no early termination fees or anything like that. They got internet with blazing speeds. When I say blazing, it's been from like 3 megabytes per second for as low as $29.95 a month, man. Jump on this deal while it lasts. Jump on it while it lasts. I mean, it includes constant guard with Norton security and everything. You just can't beat it. You can't beat their deal right now. And there's more live sports on Comcast and Xfinity than anywhere in any other cable channel or satellite service there is. Plain and simple. Alright, back to the list. We're going to go to number 12. And at number 12 we have Joe DiMaggio. Joe DiMaggio. Is he statistically up there? Yeah, he is. When you start considering some of the things that, I mean, you know, he did. He was a hell of a ball player. Joe D was a hell of a ball player in his day. Real good ball player. And there's some guys on my list that y'all gonna have some problems with, guys. I mean, I promise you, I'm gonna get some phone calls on this list. I know I am. But hey, that's how it goes. You know, there's a lot of guys during the steroid era that get left off of these lists, you know. But when you start looking at DiMaggio's career, you're talking about a 3-time MVP, second twice, a man that during a 162-game season would have averaged 34 home runs a year, 143 RBIs, would have had a batting average of about 325, on-base percentage right at 400. I mean, you know, and you're going to start, when I start going through some of these stats of these top players, you're going to start noticing some similarities, a lot of similarities. Like in doubles, for instance, most of them over a 162-game schedule averaged almost identical numbers in doubles. Home runs too, even. They're all just right there close, other than when you get to the upper echelon. When I say the upper echelon, I'm talking about the top 3 and 4 players there is. And we'll get to them pretty quick, actually. You know, we only have a short amount of time for this show. Being brought to you by Xfinity.com. Once again, the show is being brought to you by Xfinity.com. Call 1-855-418-4775 and get Xfinity.com today. Next on this list, guys, is the modern-day player. And he's a steroid-era player. So, give me the hustle, give me the muscle, give me what you want. But this guy is a pitcher. This guy's name is Greg Maddux. Mr. Greg Maddux. That's right. He is one of the greatest ball players to ever play the game, guys. Plain and simple. He pitched during the height of the steroid era. I say the height of the steroid era when steroids were rampant in baseball. Just ask Jose, he'll tell you. Mark McGwire, you know, name them all. This guy had a 1.56, a 1.65 ERA back-to-back years. He won 4 Cy Youngs in a row with an 86 and 87 mile-an-hour fastball. How good is this guy? Could this guy, I mean, was he? Precision, pinpoint control. He won over 70% of his games almost. And, you know, one year, I think it was in 93 or 94, I don't have all the statistics right in front of me, but, and I don't, you know, when I look some of this stuff up, I don't have a team of research analysts here with me, and I don't have some of them shoots across my computer. Okay, bang, there it is right there, 94. All right, now, he had 28 starts, guys. 28 starts. He gave up 39 runs in 28 starts. 39 runs in 28 starts. That's absurd. That is absurd. That is what that is. That is absurd. Barry Bonds is out there. Mark McGwire is out there. So shut. You just go on and on and on and on and on and on and on about the guys, and boy, y'all really gonna get upset when I get on down this list, and because I'm going to tell you right now, Barry Bonds is on this list, guys. He's on this list. The only disagreement I have with Maddux is I believe he should have donned a cap going into the Hall of Fame. Sure, definitely was a first ballot Hall of Famer. He one of the last 300 game winners you'll ever see probably in baseball. I mean, it ain't gonna happen too much anymore because of the way they limit pitchers and stuff, and guys that got to watch him at his best, man. I mean, 18 Gold Gloves, 18 of them. Phenomenal ball player, all around phenomenal ball player. Looked like a nerd when he walked out on the field, on the mound. Not an intimidating force, and damn sure wasn't throwing no smoke. But let me tell you where he put it. He put on the black stripe on the outside part of that plate, and that's just, you better hit it there, or he might bring it inside to you. Yes, better be you hit the ball where he decided to put it for you to hit the ball. Plain and simple. That's just it. He played chess out there, guys, and he was phenomenal. Next on my list is another pitcher that played very sparingly in the majors, very, very late in his life, actually, you know, as far as athletic life, and that's one Mr. Satchel Paige. Mr. Satchel Paige, at number 11. This, yeah, man, it speaks for itself. I mean, the guy, they really don't know what his stats are. But they do know that he was pitching sometimes 50, 60 games a year and would win 35, 40. You know? He'd pitch every day sometimes. Back to back, back to back to back. Great pitcher. Superb pitcher. Arguably one of the greatest ball players to ever live. I mean, we really don't know how good he was. I would have loved to have watched him play. I would have loved to have watched him play myself. I'm going to move on up to number 9. Mickey Ballgame. We got, not Teddy Ballgame. No, we got Mickey Mantle. Mr. the Texas Kid. The one, the country boy that took to New York and put out there in center field. Mickey Mantle at number 9, guys. I've had some people tell me he should be higher on this list. Statistics, the stats just don't show it, fellas. I mean, they just don't show it. Mantle was a hell of a player. Don't get me wrong. I'm not sitting here and saying that he wasn't a great player. Mickey Mantle was a hell of a player, but the stats just don't show that he was that much better than the guy. That he was any better than the guys that I've got stuck ahead of him. I mean, just plain and simple, he just was not better than the guys that I have ahead of him right now. I mean, you want to go, his best year was 1961 when he battled with Maris. He had 54 home runs, 128 RBIs. Okay, you know, in 56 he had 52 home runs with 130 RBIs. And he had a 365 average in 57 and a 353 average in 56. Okay, but let's take a look at his 162 game stats is where I like to figure these off of. All right, and that's about the best way you can do it. 36 home runs a year. That's pretty close to who? We just mentioned earlier, Joe DiMaggio, right? 102 RBIs. Identical numbers, guys. Doubles. 33. These numbers, I'm telling you, they're identical when you start getting down to it. 117 walks. Difference is DiMaggio had a better average. Quite a bit better average. He had 200, had a lifetime average of 298, Mickey Mantle did. He had 536 career home runs, 2,415 hits. Scored a lot of runs. He had a 420 on base percentage. And a little over 1,500 RBIs. Mantle was a good ball player, hell of a ball player. He's no higher than number 9.